Now, the great thing about keeping my type editable is I can make modifications to it. The client comes to me and says, the name of our product is not Black Chat, it's Black Cat Chat. And so I have to go ahead and modify this lower line of type. In this exercise, I'm going to demonstrate a trick for editing type that has a bunch of effects assigned to it because it can be awfully doggone slow, as you're about to see. I've saved my progress as the gradienttype.ai. I'm going to switch to my type tool, and I'm going to click in front of chat right there, and I'm going to enter capital CAT space. And then I'm going to sit there and watch Illustrator do nothing. It brings up a progress bar for a second and enters the first C, and that's it. The other characters get lost in the shuffle, and it doesn't even render the drop shadow properly. It's rendering the drop shadow with hard edges. So what I need to do if I hope to get any work done, because otherwise I'm going to have to enter each letter laboriously, painfully, slowly, like so, and I'm going to have to wait for that progress bar, and I may or may not get the right results. This time I do because I didn't enter a bunch of characters. Anyway, it's horribly painful. Once I get all the characters in here, I'm going to have to modify the formatting, and that's going to just take forever. Every single little formatting modification I make is going to bring up a progress bar, so I'm going to press the escape key in order to escape out of the text entry mode. I've got my first two letters, so I've made some progress. I'm going to select the group by double-clicking on it here inside the appearance panel, and I'm going to turn off that drop shadow. So if you run into these kinds of situations where you're trying to edit text, it's got some dynamic effects assigned to it, and it's taking just absolutely forever, turn the effects off. That's really the meat of this exercise. And then I'll press the T key to switch back to the type tool. I'll click to set the entry point after the A, and I'll enter T period, like so. And now everything happens much more quickly. I can't see the drop shadow, but I think I can imagine that. So I'll go ahead and press Control A or Command A on the Mac to select this entire line of type. And I'll press Control Alt left arrow. This would be Command Option left arrow on the Mac several times in order to move those characters more closely together. And I have to tell you, if the drop shadow is on, I hate to belabor this, but every single time I press that keyboard shortcut, I would be waiting for that progress bar once again. And if I rushed it, then I wouldn't get the right results. I wouldn't get a good preview. So having edited the text the way I want it, and if you want to see the change, then I'll bring up the character panel. And you can now see that that tracking setting is set to 350 thousandths of an M space. So I'll go ahead and hide the panel. I'll press the escape key in order to accept my modifications. And then finally, I will switch back up to the group by double-clicking on the group item here in the appearance panel, and I will turn that drop shadow back on. So once again, the real moral of the story here is turn off your dynamic effects before you edit the text. Then when you're done, turn them back on.